Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this one, I'm going to be talking about The Beef Season 2. So for those of you who have never heard about it, it has two seasons so far, and both of them are, completely different. It's not completely an anthology because each season have connected episodes, but all the seasons are different from one another. So the first one was the story about a plumber and some speaker. I think I don't remember. It's been some time, but it was a completely different story. It was with Steven Yeun, and the second season we have got Oscar Isaac, and it's a different story. So even if you have not seen the first season, which I would highly recommend, it was very nice. You can even check out the second season without even watching it. So yeah, you can check it out. It's a good show. It's mostly about, people having beef with each other over the smallest things, like having some tiny problem and, just completely blowing it, making it disproportionate, just like over smallest things, maybe someone honked at you for too long and now you are following them to their home and destroying their belongings, and it's, completely uh, blown up. So, yeah, it does make you anxious at times, but, if you are into it, you would really enjoy it. So, all right. This was the before the spoiler stuff. Now we'll be getting into spoilers. If you have not seen the Beef, you should go check it out. It's a good show. So all right, let's get into it. So the second season of Beef, it has 8 episodes. Episode one, we'll start there. I will go through every episode and then I'll share my thoughts and all. So every episode, when the title card drops, there is a painting as well. So every painting is related to the episode, which I will also talk about later on. So all right, let's start with the first one. So it's called All Things We Are Never Going to Have. So in this episode, we are firstly introduced with the characters. So we are introduced with Oscar Isaac, who's named John, and then his wife, who is named as Lindsay, and then we are introduced to another couple, Austin and Ashley. They work for John, and we are not introduced to Chairwoman Park yet, but we will be introduced to her to luxurious activities to do for rich people. So Chairman Park owns that place, and John works there as the general manager, and Austin and Ashley work for John as the little people who run errands. So yeah. So the episode starts with uh, John and Lindsay ending a fundraising event for some charity or whatever, and they were all happy and kissing each other on stage, giving credits to each other, and they seem very happy and loving to each other. And when they are leaving, their friends are like, "Hey man, you have to come visit us at XYZ place on this that day at this time, whatever." And they're like, "Sure, man, we'd love to." So see, John as a general manager has to, manage a lot of people. So he's always, if the sales guy type energy, he's always like, "Is everything good? Do you need anything else? We have this service very good." He's very welcoming and entertaining other people. So yeah, uh, John says, "Yeah, man, sure, we'll meet you later on." And as soon as they get in a car, they have a fight. They're like, "Come on, you forgot my birthday. You have to cancel that. We can't keep doing this." And when they get home, they get into even bigger fight over nothing. So basically, uh, Lindsay is not happy that, they can't uh, grow some plants or whatever, and some home arrangement she does not like. And whereas John is very, like, come on, we have so many things. We know very powerful people. We have a very big house. We are rich. Come on, you can't be all depressed. There are some bright things. So, they have a fight, and Lindsay picks up a golf club and just starts swinging, destroying the paintings and whatever. And they get into a fight. They don't hit each other, but when they are having this fight, John, sorry, Austin and Ashley comes in, and see, John had forgotten his wallet at the place, and they came to return it to them. But when they see this, Ashley records them fighting and they just leave. So that happens, and then we are shown that Lindsay is, emotionally very unavailable to John, and John isn't that active sexually nowadays. So they have a lot of, differences right now. They feel very incompatible together. So all that's happening, and by the time the episode is ending, we are shown that Austin and Ashley have decided to go and use that video clip as a blackmail to uh, get Ashley at a better position because she does not earn very much. She does not have any health insurance or anything, and she's having some ovary problems. So, and it's gonna be very costly if she goes through with surgery. So, due to all this stuff, they decide that all right, we'll blackmail them. Then the second episode starts. We are shown that due to this blackmail, Austin is not that happy, and also that she didn't ask anything for Austin. So Ashley got the job, she got health insurance and everything, but she never really asked anything for Austin, and he is a bit, drifting away like, it's all right, no, no, we don't need to talk about it, everything is fine. So he's so all right, let's just finish this through, and then we'll get back to everything one by one. So yeah, they are starting to face a little difficulties, and then we are shown that John is embezzling money to send to his dead mother, and her sister realizes this, but he just, says that you shouldn't be checking our accounts and everything. So they are in a, not a great condition money wise. They are trying to keep up their appearances, but it's costing them a lot. So they are finding it very difficult to, keep living the lifestyle they are living currently. And then we are told that John's contract is about to end, and the chairwoman Park is not that uh, interested in renewing it. So John is also like kind of giving up and starting to find new opportunities because he was into music a lot. So he started making music again. He got high basically and started planning a lot of stuff in his head. And then we shift to Ashley, who's going to be needing a surgery for the ovary problem because there is a cyst formed in there, and it basically reduces her chances of getting pregnant. So yeah, it's a big deal for her. And Lindsay seems to be, getting a bit happier now that John is more available to her. So yeah, that's where this episode ends, and she cancels, the plan. So basically, she needs attention a lot. So she's like texting three guys at a time. Whoever, gives her more attention, or whoever is hotter of the bunch, she chooses him and, blocks the rest of them. And when he is gone, she unblocks them. Then again, this cycle continues. So yeah, she pauses that for a while because John is now, paying attention to her. So that's where this episode ends. Now to the third episode. So in this one, we are shown that Ashley is feeling, a little guilty because she didn't ask anything for Austin. So she's trying to put in a good word about Austin to Chairwoman Park. And as soon as she hears that Austin is half Korean, she's like, all right, you should set up a meeting. And then we are introduced to another character named Eunice. So she basically works for Chairwoman Park, and she's her personal assistant basically, and she does most of the stuff for her. So Chairwoman Park was not available, so Eunice had to, basically interview Austin for the job. And by interviewing, I mean like, work out with him to know that if he's really good for the physical training stuff. So yeah, uh, basically Austin starts liking Eunice but doesn't do much at that time, and we move on. Then we see that John and Lindsay are getting closer. They are invited to this another group of people, another two guys who are like also doing the same stuff. They are making music, and they are backed by like a lot of money, $20 million. So they have better, establishment there. And uh, as they say, comparison is the killer of joy. John starts getting a bit insecure that, oh, they have this better, they have this better. How will I compete with that? What can we change to make things better for our stuff? How much more money I would have to embezzle to get to their level, and all that type of. Now we are shown that Chairwoman Park, Chairwoman Park's husband has killed someone in a surgery, and basically he has tremors in his hands, and he cut you know, uh, the patient's face in a wrong when she died on the table, and he's on the call with Chairwoman Park, and Park basically says that all right, I'll come to Korea, and she then goes back to her husband and starts trying to fix the problem. How many people would I have to bribe? What news outlets would I have to cover? So she's doing all this stuff, but due to close monitoring of her offshore accounts and all that, it won't be that easy for her to just embezzle the money. And that's when she notices that John is already embezzling money. So she says that, all right, I will extend your contract up to 3 years. You do whatever I say. And John basically agrees. He does not think twice or anything. So that happens when Ashley and you know, Austin as well, and Eunice start noticing some discrepancies, but they haven't really figured it out yet. So they are somewhat onto it, but not really. And then we are shown that Austin and Ashley are going to their home, and she senses that Austin is, not that open to her right now. So she starts asking questions, and Austin basically says, "Yeah, I kind of like Eunice, but I won't leave you for her or anything." And as soon as she hears this, she gets out of the, car while Austin is driving it, and she just jumps into a river. Not really jumps, but she falls down into a river. So Ashley has some really serious abandonment issues as well. Now we move on to the next episode. They are in the hospital, uh, Austin and Ashley. Nothing serious. She just has a bump on her knee, and her ovarian cyst is, I mean, growing. I don't know the correct term, but basically it's causing her problems. So now the American healthcare system isn't that great. So it's shown here that when they get there, they are not, provided immediate attention. They sat there for like 5 hours. John came to help them, and he said that, all right, I'll, get you the best doctors or whatever. He'll be here in a minute. But now that I'm doing it for you, can you delete the video that you have backed up in the cloud storage or whatever, just for my peace of mind, because you walk in there like you own me and I can't have it all day, every day. But Ashley basically just lies that no, I don't have anything like that. And it pisses off John. He just leaves her. She keeps on waiting. She's like, I'm in serious pain right now, guys. Come on, you need to check this out. But they do a ultrasound. They do an ultrasound, and they don't find anything there. And they say everything is okay. You must be having anxiety or gas or something like that. But then we see that she faints, and then they realize that the ovaries have twisted itself twice or something like that. That's why it didn't show up on the ultrasound, and they had to remove it, and now she would be having a lot of difficulties in getting pregnant. And yeah, Austin is also having some trust issues because Ashley goes through her phone and texts Eunice, but it's like she deletes all the messages and everything, but then Austin calls Eunice and realizes that he's not that she's not trusting him that much. So he also, gets a little pissed, but due to the severity of the situation, he just ignores it and stays with Eunice. Here we are also shown that Ashley has a dream, and she feels like her ovaries are, getting fucked up by Eunice, and everyone leaves her because of that. So again, we are shown that she really has some issues here. But yeah, anyway, she gets better, and due to John leaving her back at the hospital, and she lost her ovary, she blames John for that, and she breaks into his house when there's no one in there. She does some disgusting stuff with his juice and scratches the trophy John has, clicks pictures of the documents that were regarding the embezzling of money. So that happens. And when she leaves the door open and their dog leaves with her. So the dog goes somewhere else and she's completely oblivious to that. She just goes on her way and the dog is missing. So we have come halfway now. In the episode 5, we see that they try to find the dog, but they are unable to. They get into a lot of fighting, and they find a different dog. So Lindsay does not want to adopt that dog, but John is like, "Come on, what? Now we are going to leave this one just because he's not our dog. We can help this one." So he adopts the dog, takes it with him. Then we are shown that both of them are grieving differently. So John throws himself at work, and Lindsay keeps on searching for the dog everywhere. She's like putting up posters and everything. Whereas seeing John being a little bit depressed, his friend Troy says that come with me. I'll take your mind off this. So he takes her to some party in his private jet where he DJs for a while, but then the realization hits that he does not have his dog anymore. His wife is alone at home, so he texts her that he's coming back, and then we are shown that uh, Lindsay has actually found the dog in the woods, but it was bitten by a coyote and was in a critical condition. So she took him directly to the ER, but the dog died. And during all this, we see that Ashley was helping Lindsay because she kind of felt guilty for it. And yeah, they started growing a little closer because no one else was really helping Lindsay at that time. That happened. Now in the sixth episode, we are shown that Austin and Ashley are, they keep growing apart from each other. Eunice starts snooping around. She now has more suspiciousness on that embezzlement thing. So she asks for any pictures or anything, but due to Ashley being jealous, she does not provide anything to Eunice, but rather sends it to Whoosh, who's the guy who was responsible for sending clients to Chairwoman Park's husband. So he goes to the chairwoman with that information that he now knows that the money was being embezzled, and he says, what would be nice if I were the VP? It would be a lot better. And she says, all right, you have lived, you have proven your worth and all that. So yeah, I will make you the VP soon. And he's happy, he's going, and then he gets killed by a car. So basically, Chairwoman Park got him killed because he was threatening her, and she made it look like it was a drunken hit and run situation. So that's what happened. Then we see that Ashley is trying to get an IVF by getting close to Ava, whose cousin is the best person in this pregnancy thing. So she helps her getting a surgery later on, which would be like in seventh episode. So yeah, she's trying to get that IVF thing. Austin and John bond this while because we see that Lindsay is now trying to get the video from Ashley, not because she wants it to be deleted, but used as a leverage in her divorce so that she could get more benefit. So John tries to do the same with Austin, but John soon realizes that, you know what, it's not worth it. Just do whatever you want. And yeah, they do get a little close. Then we are shown that Austin now knows that Ashley got the dog killed because the neighbor's camera caught her car in the you know, on the same day going through there. So he basically puts two and two together and knows that Ashley was involved in the killing of the dog. Now, seventh episode starts with a smooth divorce. John does not want any of that headache. He says, "All right, you know what? I'll sign whatever you want. You'll get more money and everything." And she's like, "Yeah, that's fine. All right. I mean, are you dying or something?" He says, "No, I'm fine. I just don't want all this headache." So she says, "All right." Now she's going to Seoul with Eunice and Ava, and Ashley. So yeah, now that Eunice has discovered the truth, she goes to Austin for help, and Austin, being the good guy, says, "All right, you know what? I'll help you. I'll get this on the laptop, and then we can expose her later and whatever." So yeah, he starts helping her. We see that John is moving on now. He's going on some date, but then we see that someone tries to murder him, but and look like it was a suicide. But John gets away. Then we know that Park is just trying to tie up the loose ends. So yeah, he gets away, and Lindsay realizes the truth as well that Ashley was involved in killing her dog, so she throws away the phone that was the evidence. You know, a lot of mishmash happens. That's the anxiety part I was talking about. Like, oh, don't do that, don't do that. You need it, and then they do it anyway. So, it makes you feel a little anxious, but it's all good. It's fun. That happens. Then we see that everyone has now left John because everyone got sent an invoice that he was embezzling money and they cut him off. Like, he was supposed to be nice to us, he was no friend of ours or anything like that. They, the rest of the group gets caught up by Park, and she's basically like using the power to get this thing sorted out, and she does get in the end. So no one wins other than Chairman Park. So that's all that happens in the second season of The Beast. Now, let's talk about the art which was used in the title card. So, in the first episode, all the things we are never going to have, we are shown a moneylender and his wife. This was drawn in 1514 by Quentin Matsys. So, this art depicts a moneylender and his wife sitting together at a table. Moneylender is calculating his coins, whereas the wife is looking at him calculating the coins and not looking at her religious book, which basically shows the depiction of what corrupting nature of wealth and the financial anxiety that we are about to see in the first episode. That how Lindsay is never happy, whatever she gets, however much money she makes, she's just not happy with it. Then in the second episode, we are shown the dissolute household, 1663 to 64 by Jan Steen. So in this one, we are shown chaos, drinking, infidelity, and lust amongst the family instead of taking care of their family duties. So that's what reflected in the second episode as well, where we see that the wife was cheating emotionally on John. So yeah, that's the second art that we are shown. That then the third episode we are shown the three ages of women and death, 1510 by Hans Green. Sorry if I'm butchering any names right now. So in this one we are shown basically the reminder of mortality, memento mori. So it shows existence, dread, paranoia, and sudden realization that the future that they had planned is, crumbling down. It's also shown that, how the beauty is taken, beauty standards are so high and how unhealthy it can be at times. So yeah, like that's shown as well. Now in the fourth episode, uh, for the comfort of the inexpressible comfort, the painting we are shown is Christ descending into hell, mid 16th century. So this one shows a giant demonic head swallowing the damned. So it basically shows how characters enjoy their destructive pattern in a self-made hell. We see that how Ashley goes into their house, or something not exactly John's fault. Yes, he could have helped, but it was not like his fault that the hospital system sucks. So yeah, she goes in there, she destroys, the stuff he has, and basically lets the dog out as well. So that's what this one shows. So see, every episode, starts with these things, and it's connected to the whole episode as well. Even the titles that they have. It's kind of spoiler if you really ask me. Then in the fifth episode, we are shown I am killing my flesh without it. So in this one, the art used is the Nightmare 1781 by Henry Cleary. So it's basically a demon sitting on a woman making it look like a sleep paralysis demon. You know how heavily one's subconscious can weigh on them, suffocating weight of guilt, pressed by physical toll of their anxiety and defeat. Like these people caused all this pain, and now the guilt is drowning them. We see that I'm saying Eunice, Ashley basically kind of got that dog out, and which led to getting it killed. And now that the dog has died, the guilt is making her suffer. So, you know, again, relating to the episode. Then in the sixth episode, the those blue remembered hills, we are shown landscape with the fall of Icarus, 1558 by Peter Bruegel. So basically, in this one, we are shown that the story of Icarus, everybody knows he flew too close to the sun and he fell down. So we are shown that Icarus is drowning in a river, and a farmer is just carrying on with his daily activities. This basically reflects human apathy, and they just are oblivious to other people's tragedy. No one cares about anyone. We are shown that, you know, Lindsay is trying to just get Ashley to give her the evidence so she could use it for her advantage. She doesn't actually care about what's going through with Ashley, or same with John as well. They try to pretend like they care, but not really. They are just there for, their own advantage. So yeah, that's episode 6. And in the seventh episode, the hour of separation, we are the eavesdropper 1656 by Nicholas Mays. So basically, it's a voyeuristic painting, whereas a figure is demanding silence while spying on the illicit affairs of the servant. So basically, this one shows the heavy atmosphere of surveillance, blackmailing, and their devastating secrets from each other. We see that Austin is so tired of Ashley, like he knows that he got the dog killed, and it's like the surveillance is kind of weighing in on him. He can't see her like he used to be because her image is tainted in his worldview. So the first episode started with them being like two kind of immature, and they were like completely oblivious to the things that happen in the world. Like people fight, they're like, no, that's not normal, and that kind of stuff. They were like too pure at the beginning of this, and now that they both have faced some time together, and he knows how she is, and she knows how Austin is. So the heaviness is weighing upon them and completely affecting their decisions as well. Like he's so happy that she leaves for Seoul without him. He's just, trying to break up with her. Then in the final episode, it will stay this way and you'll obey. Come on. I mean, can you put any more spoiler in the name of the episode? Like, this obviously shows that Chairwoman Park comes out unscathed. But anyways, yeah. So basically, in this one, we are shown autumn and winter from the four seasons, 1573, by Giuseppe Arcimpo. I am not even gonna try to attempt it. I will butcher the name, but this one basically depicts seasonal elements. Left is autumn, whereas right is winter. So autumn is bountiful, and there are a lot of vegetables, fruits, and everything. Whereas on the right side, the winter, it's all barren and dry. So this basically shows the inescapable circle of nature and time, forcing them to reap what they have sown. Like he, John did embezzle money, and in the end, he got what he kind of deserved. But some people did manage to escape it. Like Lindsay got completely out unscathed, whereas Chairwoman Park, it was her nature to be completely immune to these things, basically. So yeah, she in the end she didn't get any punishment, or because she had a bigger role. She tried to hide a person's death. She's involved in basically disrupting democracy and all that kind of stuff. But she got out unscathed. So that's what the paintings depicts. Now let's start about with my thoughts. I know this video has gotten quite long, so I'll try to wrap it up really quick. So it shows basically how two incompatible people can be, and even though at the beginning people seem to like each other a lot, as the time grows, you see, uh, like everyone has their problems, and there is no one size fits all kind of thing in these type of situations. People go through different stuff. You can't just judge from the outside what's going through their head, what's their mental space like right now. When we are shown that when Austin and Ashley get into their first fight, basically, Austin goes to Reddit to see why is that happening, what's the reason. Instead of talking to your partner, people would rather, look online for some stranger's advice on the internet. I mean, yeah, it could work, but you know, it is healthier to just talk to the person in front of you. Then we are shown human relation with time. As time grows, you know, there are some differences. People either get better with them or they drift apart. Mostly like when uh, John and Lindsay are in a problematic situation, they are stronger together. Like when they have it all figured out, everything is working, they are constantly bickering at each other. We can also see that in countries as well, like more developed countries can focus on mental illnesses and all that kind of stuff, whereas the poorer countries are basically too busy dealing with the bigger problems like poverty and stuff to be focusing on mental health. So it's like that. When they are in a problematic situation, they are too busy on figuring it out that how we are supposed to tackle this. They forget that they have their current differences. But when things are stable, then they can, they realize that, oh, this isn't working. We are not compatible. So yeah, that's happened. Then we are shown that how the millennials kind of hate Gen Z because they don't have to suffer the same thing that the millennials had to, whereas the Gen Z hating on the millennials because I don't know, just hating on them because they just believe that things are how things are supposed to be, nothing can change, and that kind of mindset. So yeah, that happens. Then we are shown a discussion on capitalism as well. Like this guy says, late stage capitalism, baby. I gotta make money for me. So again, we are seeing that as Ashley gets richer, she starts treating the staff more poorly, and like basically capitalism is only bad if you are on the wrong side of it. That's what it depicts, and it's kind of true. If you have the money, you don't really care what happens to other people. You are too busy enjoying yourself that other people just don't matter. So yeah, that happens. And then comparison, the thief of joy. Again, a lot of ideas are thrown in this show. So this one I kind of agree on it, but then again, you have to take things into account as well. It's just about perspective. Someone would be like, oh, these things can also be done. Yeah, I should try that. Whereas, oh, he's doing that. He sucks. I will, you know, take it in a negative way, basically. I mean, I don't even know. I've been rambling about for 40 minutes. I'll just, finish it really soon. Also, I would really love to say this that the end credits, great songs they have used. I really enjoyed that. I watched the whole end credits. So yeah, that's good. Then we are shown how people are oblivious to their own acts at many times. But see, Austin does realize this. Lindsay and Oscar have their own problems. They are embezzling money. They are not great with each other, and all that stuff. But we are supposed to think that Austin and Ashley are right because they were going to call the cops and at the beginning of the show. So we are supposed to believe that they are good, but they themselves are blackmailing them, forging false documents, committing fraud, and all that stuff. So people don't. consider their own acts a lot of the time. This show also covers a lot about body dysmorphia as well. How people can go to extremes. uh, it is at the end of the day the choice of the person what they want to do with their bodies, but it does show that due to the so high standards in the current day, and the comparison between people, wanting to look like something, they you know forget the worst effects that it can have. And you know even how people sell it, they sell it like it's a miracle cure that would fix all your problems. Like if you get this, everything will be solved. If you get this one extra pack, everything will be solved, plus you will be more happier. So that kind of stuff happens. So yeah. And then again, one thing I noticed was a lot of the scenes where Lindsay and John were talking, there was a wall between them. So like it shows that even though they are at same place, they are separated from each other. Like when they are talking at the hills where they went to meet the other couple, there was a wall between them while they were talking. Even once again it happens, and while they are in basically imprisoned kind of, or held in the hotel, they are like talking to each other, but again there's a wall between them. So we have been shown this like 3 or 4 times, and it can't be like on accident. Oh, that just happened. It's like a choice the director made to show that even though they are together, they are still separate from each other. Then we are again shown how people pretend, like John. He is kind of depressed a lot at, and he kind of hates himself as well for not following his dream. But as soon as he's around people, he's pretending like he's the happiest he's ever been. Always in a uppity mood, like, oh, how's it going, man? Yeah, sure, we gotta meet later on. How's all these services? Is that to your liking? And all that just to, be like, oh, when I will need them, they will help me. But when he did actually need them, they just abandoned him. So, see, it's not my place to tell anyone how to live their lives, but I think people should care a lot less about what others think, and just do what they want. But anyways, who am I to tell you? So yeah, that happens. Then again, we are shown that people are too afraid to leave a bad condition, thinking that it might get worse if I leave this. You know, he's when Austin is stuck with Ashley, he can't leave that situation because he thinks that if he leaves Ashley, she will, make some trouble for him at work, or it might get worse. We are shown the same in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, where Dunk is dirt poor. Like he can't afford anything. The kingdom is really bad, and the other girl offers to leave with him, but he just says, "What if it's worse out there?" So a lot of people, are afraid to leave a bad condition, thinking that it may get worse from here, which can happen obviously, but it doesn't mean they should keep enduring that bad circumstances. So that happened. Then again, see, I saw BoJack Horseman, and I finished it the other day, and there was this quote that I don't remember word to word, but basically it said it's not your responsibility to fix others, broken cells. You can't blame yourself for that. And we see that in the final episode as well, where Austin decides that, it's fine that you have your problems, everyone has them, but I can't fix it for you. You have to work on yourself, if you want to change. And he leaves, but basically he comes back later, which kind of destroys the whole meaning of it. But yeah, they went for a more realistic ending because people do generally tend to choose the safer option. You know, he knows Ashley better than he knows Eunice, even though he wanted to be with Eunice like half of the season, but at the end he chose the safer option. So yeah, that happened. Then how chairwoman says that people tend to choose themselves. Capitalism is the nature of the world. So John ends up proving her wrong because John does the selfless act. He says, yeah, we do selfless acts once or twice in our lifetime, but only when it's easy. We don't do it, out of love for others. We don't make the big sacrifices ourselves. So John makes the big sacrifice himself. He chose to take all the blame on himself rather than, letting his wife or the kids take the blame. So John makes the sacrifice. See, I am not sure if I'm remembering it correctly, but I heard it in a Bill Burr special or something. So basically, he says that humans are capitalistic towards the world, communistic towards the society, and socialist towards their family, which is kind of true. You know, People scam other people like so often, but online scams or anything like that happens so often. You don't know them, you don't care about them. You scam and you are not going to meet them in your whole life. When it comes to a society, you're communistic that, oh, your neighbor needs some milk. All right, man, you can take it. I have enough. You know, I don't mind. I can share with you. When you don't have something, you can ask your neighbors. Is he communistic? Whereas at the family level, you don't really look at the expenses. If your kid needs something, you're like, sure, I'll get it for you. You're not like, you know what, if you need something, go work for it yourself, get a job. I'm not giving. I mean, yeah, after a certain age, it does happen, but you don't say that to a child. So, yeah, I have dragged it long enough. I think I'll end this video. Uh, so basically, I really enjoyed the show. I would recommend that you should check it out. And I'm not sure if anyone has made it this far, but if anyone has, I mean, great. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.